quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
Well, except you're in love, it seems as though just about maybe music has a form of redemptive feel to it. Everything else appears to just push you about, threaten you a little bit, frustrate you somewhat, take from you, stress you, give to you nothing. So, yeah, can we just state publicly to those who are in love, you are the envy of the world. The rest of us are trying to pay school fees, trying to figure out what the government is up to besides sharing rice. In the last few days, I cannot tell you how many news articles I've read about one problem which solution has been rice. Or maybe in the absence of an actual solution, to pacify you, rice will come your way. I guess the rest of the world is trying to figure out. Well, at this point, I don't think Nigerians won't bother for the type of rice anymore. I don't think this is not that part of your life or that phase of your life where you have a preference. Oh, I want it brown. I want it long grain. Oh, I want basmati. No. You don't have privilege of choice. Some of you, just remember that gist about government wanting to sell rice at 40,000. And then the news reported that it would be sold to civil servants, and then again re-reported that they will only sell to Nigerians with NIN. So between you and your heaven, you don't even know exactly the gist about, well, I don't know, so I haven't told you anything in particular. Well, you don't even know when you would even get the one that they promised you, which is the rice. Maybe a few of you are totally disappointed. You're seriously offended about the way the policies of the administration and the governance in Nigeria has mismanaged both your ambition, your dreams, and your potential. It offends you. It drives you into the early stages of madness the moment you start to contemplate what your life has become in the hands of men who are saddled with the responsibility to drive the cause of an economic life that's a huge determinant of where you are today and what may become of you, your children tomorrow. All right. So besides those who are in love, who have a semblance of heaven here, the rest of the world is really trying to dodge hell. Yeah, it seems as though the goal left for everyone else is survive the hell. Whether it's figurative, whether it's physical, whether it's psychological, whether it's emotional. I saw an article recently, and the article suggested something in the lines of the harsh economic reality in Nigeria may potentially drive people to suicide. It seems as though everybody is just really trying to either dodge hellfire or survive it. Okay. At least let's begin with today's programming. Let's attempt to act like all is well. Let's attempt to act like the problems are not threatening both to the speaker and to the listener. Let's attempt to act as though we're not all just terrified of what may be this time next year. Well, if this rice conversation is a thing you're aiming at, well, the news is suggesting that you begin to consider for sure or for certain whether your NIN is registered. So now the Punch is reporting SIM NIN linkage, about 65 million GSM lines risk disconnection. This conversation is particularly stressful. I think one, because many times it does quite appear many people who have done what they're told are still either receiving messages or somehow their lines are still getting blocked. I think by way of what information is reporting or what information bears, I would say consider, or at least make sure. They say about 65 million phone lines are at risk of disconnection after telecom operators refuse to grant subscribers an extension to the National Identification Number Subscriber Identity Module Linkage Deadline. It's a mouthful. I'll just run that by you again. While after the telecom operators refused to grant subscribers an extension to the National Identification Number Subscriber Identity Module Linkage deadline. Now, the final deadline expired yesterday, and the Nigerian Communications Commission telecom regulator expected that no SIM card would remain active without a verified NIN from today. Good. Now imagine that this was one way by which you're qualified to get rice at 40,000. Maybe it's safe to conclude that you will not be getting it, as though your life's not hard enough. All right, so I think you should take that into consideration. Punch suggests that approximately 65 million lines remain at risk, as an estimated 1 million lines could not have been linked between the NCC's deadline announcement and the actual cutoff date. So telecom regulators' data from March 2024 shows that where 219 million active lines across major networks, of course you know them, MTN, Glo, Airtel, 9 Mobile, with 153 million linked to NIN. I guess the rest is just pretty much detail. I think it's necessary that you ensure that you're not disconnected, and that I know that in a way has the tendency to further just make things a little unbearable for you. Ensure that you're fine. Okay, good. In case that's supposed to qualify you for rice, which is utterly ridiculous. It's amazing the things that we hear. All right. That's some necessary information. I think it's also worth noting that I'll be giving away 20,000 naira before the sun sets today. And I think that's a call to ask you to gamble. All right? Yeah, I know. There's no fancier way to say it. Now, if this is not something you like to do, stay out of it. If you like to take a risk, every chance is going to cost you 500 Nigerian naira. You can take as many chances as you can afford. Remember, it's a game, so there's a chance, or probably chances you're going to lose. But what about considering the possibility of that one chance that you could win? Exactly. That's how the game works. So you play as many times as is possible. Before the sun sets, the machine gets to do the whole random shaking thing and selects one number, and it could be you. *347 *880 *3# on your phone, or you go to the website OnePlay. Yep, oneplay.ng. All right. Let's see. What else is good? Then let's go into the update. If you are Nigerian, you have children, you're a parent, you have siblings, or I guess just the whole general conversation around the increased education cost. Well, interestingly, I think that conversation continues today. It's interesting because there is now an update. The Lagos State government has spoken specifically to what appears to be the cries of parents who are complaining about increment at this time of their lives. Now, the government appears to have an argument, and I'm saying so because they at least give an argument saying this is why we're doing it. I think the reason this conversation needs to come back is because we want to first evaluate whether you may agree with the side of the government, two, whether you think because of the duty of government, you don't agree with the stance of the government regarding the increment in education. Do you, in another instance, accept what your lives have become? And then I think if you say you accept it, I want to ask you the question of what about continuity? Because I think there's also that needs to feature in the conversation. It's so sad that when we talk in Nigeria, there's hardly a 5-year plan. You know, you can't say, oh, I'm planning with time. I'm planning with money. I'm planning with location. I'm planning with... You can't quite plan because you wake up one day and the world has turned on you. So we'll talk about that first hour, and then our next hour, I want to talk about paternity fraud. It's exciting in a way because maybe I had no expectations, but it's exciting in a way because I think maybe our world has become a little bit more, I don't know, audible. You know how it is where you could have lived your life not knowing a child was yours? You could have lived and died 1,000 times and never really known it. But as we become more educated, more exposed, as science develops, as you make more money, people know, well, you can find out rather than move on with a family that's not yours. Then people are beginning to go check check whether the child's yours. So you go for a DNA test, and a single test can practically uproot the world you had once had. So we'll talk about that. And then there was a recent survey that suggested that 1 in 4 men may most likely experience paternity fraud. There are aspects to this. Today, I think we'll just look at the survey, and then hopefully next week we'll probably look at the fact that Nigeria is the second nation with the highest rate of paternity fraud. You guys are having too much unbridled sex. For a religious nation, you have 10 churches on one street. For a religious nation as Nigeria, I would be judgmental if I said this, but I'll say it in hopes that you can, work out your salvation. You would be going to hell for the amount of times you have sex. All right. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Good Lord. Really? Makes an interesting conversation on Nigeria Info. I hope to also play you, if there is time, that is, some conversation around some TED Talk. It was a Bill Gates TED Talk in 2015. I'd like to know what you have to say about that once you hear it. We're off on a break. We'll be right back. When we come back, the phone lines are open.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
According to the Lagos State government, the newly approved fee of 100,000 only starts from the session resuming September 15th, about 2 days ago. The ministry is aware of dissenting views by some parents to the inevitable increase in boarding fees in our model colleges. This was not an easy decision, but the welfare of the children is a priority for the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education and the Lagos State government. Since enrollment of a child into a boarding school is an individual choice for every parent, they are expected to pay the boarding fees. So I think that's an active line there saying, since the boarding school is a choice that parents make voluntarily, then if you're going to make that choice, you should also be willing to pay the boarding fees. Now, they say the boarding fees is paid every term, and it's used basically for feeding, janitorial, and other miscellaneous costs related to keeping them in the hostels. So if you consider that, you probably may want to agree, except in the event that you think that the government owes you a duty to give your children the best education at the most minimal cost, if possible, at a totally free cost, for you to say you are benefiting from the state or say you're benefiting from the government. All right. Remember that this is done for, according to them, the benefits of your children. They also explain that schools take care of energy cost on fuel and cooking gas, which are essential for preparing the student's meal. So I guess in some sense, they may also be suggesting that they subsidize cost. All right, good. And I think by way of final information, the model college students enjoy all other privileges of free education vis-a-vis provision of education infrastructure, free tuition, technology supports, quote in bracket, free devices. So we could leave it there. So they make a case for why you would now be paying a lot more for education. On Nigeria Info, we're talking 0201-2770-993. The female line is 0201-465-710. WhatsApp 08095975805. We're talking. Welcome to the sunny side. My name's Joyce. How are you?
Good afternoon, sister.
Thank you for calling.
Go
ahead.
Can I use 30 seconds to talk about NIN before education?
Okay. Yeah. Have you registered?
Sister, on January 2021, after lockdown, when we were locked off, 30th of July 2020, now NCC came with the NIN. Many people die for life, for kill. They say it is because of terrorists and Yahoo people. Now, so we managed to, on the 5th of April 2022, they block people like, they come again. If any our problem, see, let me tell you, Nigeria government is a manipulator and the decision manipulator. It's not our problem. Let them face terrorists concerning education. It is out of cannibalitocracy and some paratocracy and insensitive and unacceptable increasing school fees in this time around. Sister, come to Ojota today. Ojota is empty. Come to where I'm staying at the back of Otafam. We are looking like a people that are bereaved. People are not even eating well. Sister, I'm tired of getting money because I'm emotional. I can't help it, but I will not die. And you are telling me increments. What are they giving them in body school? Please, undone this and undone bread. You are telling them they are paying from 30,000 to 100,000. The Nigerian government and the government don't do seek for public opinion. What is the problem? If I don't go there, they go say, that was getting my doctor. I don't blame them because I like to put the majority of them there. And they're not. Nigeria swing and swung into the Bermuda Triangle. But then pastors, talking about Nigeria pastors, you are not a politician.
All right.
They get aircraft. I don't want to hear about pastors.
Thank you very much for calling. So yesterday, parents were on a protest. Did they continue today?
Hello, Joyce, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Welcome to Nigeria Info.
This is your man calling from Lassa.
Go ahead.
Sorry, concerning the education, they were called back the price. It's now back to 35,000.
Oh, are you sure about that?
Yes, my daughter is one of them.
Okay.
So they revised it back
Thank
to
you.
35,000.
Thank you so much for the update. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so next parents. Now, you both call me and give all of us listening this update. Has the fees been reversed? Oh? The sunny side, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, John.
Welcome. What's your name?
This is Pastor Latipo,
Thank you very much for calling. Go ahead.
calling from Morilego. Joyce, if government is complaining, that means they know what they are doing. They are saying that the reason they increase is because of what they are giving to the children.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the essence of the fact that they want to create? It's like giving with your right hand and collecting back with your left hand. Everything is just in comatose. It's like the first caller said, they asked us to do NIN. See what a lot of people went through to get that. Till today, these people are still doing TikTok, bandits. They can't trace them. It looks as if when you put the whole situation together, it looks as if government just sit down, wake up, and think of the next thing they would do to inflict pain on the people, especially this particular one, who is just concerned about taxation, revenue generation, and all of that at every cost.
I think we may be in for a surprise. Thank you. Because a caller now is saying that the government that the government has withdrawn. I want to really be surprised. So let's have parents confirm this. Turn up the volume of your radio set. Are you a parent? Have you confirmed this? Hello?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Thank you very much.
My name is Ndubisi.
Thank you.
Auntie Joyce, I want to use this media to thank Oga Kofi this morning. Oga Kofi has made my day.
Okay.
Kofi made my day. I am so happy for Nigeria Info.
Wow.
I am so happy for you people. You people are too much. If I go live again, I will meet you people again. You people have made my day. Kofi today. Oh, if I see Kofi, I can use my last card to buy drink for him. What he said today in radio. May God bless him.
Okay.
Auntie Joyce, for me, Auntie Joyce, we don't have any pastor in this country. We don't have any man of God in this country, Auntie Joyce, in my own opinion, because I'm no more a peppy.
Okay.
Our men of God in this country, they are all politicians. They are all of them are politicians. When this Ghana must go, they will be on your side.
But hold on, I'm not speaking about men of God. I'm speaking about school fees and the position of the government.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. If our men of God they can help us, they can give us school. With our children, they can be going. They have the money. They have the money to give us school. So, okay, this church, whether you're a member or not a member, come, bring your children to this school. Let's help you people. If government cannot help us, they can help us. But they are there after their serve and their tithe and their offering. That's why I cannot go to church again.
Okay.
They are all fraud. They are all fraud. During the time of Jonathan, they all of them come outside for straight Jonathan government to today, are you hearing of them, guys? They can only tell us say $1 will be 1 naira. $1 will be 1 naira. Today, $1 is 1 cent. So they tell us we have spiritual problem. They cannot deliver us. So
thank
you.
You. I appreciate.
On the last day. Nigeria Info, carry go.
Thank
God
you very much. Thank you very much.
Nigeria Info.
Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate. This justifies boarding fees hike, and I want to hear what you have to say about your experience on this. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
You have to speak up for us, please. What's your name?
Good afternoon. AY from P.
Okay, AY, go ahead.
Yes, first of all, the NIN is a standard. I'm not against coming up with NIN. Every country have their means of identification. We should have ours. It's not maybe the way they have gone about it.
There is no debate to it. I was just giving you information that I hope you have rectified it because the deadline was yesterday.
No, I get what they are doing. The way they are, like I said, the way they've gone.
Can you quickly give me your view on this whole education thing? Is your child now paying the new fee, or?
I don't have the current information about that.
This is very okay. Thank you very much. Then, so Lagos, so welcome if you have just tuned in. A caller says she's reporting to us that the school her daughter attends reverted to the old price of 35,000. The information that we have, at least from the Lagos State government, is that they are justifying the fee hike for students' welfare, and they have given some clarity as to what has informed the rise in cost, saying 35,000 since 2021 is not the same value in 2024. So when we return, this is our conversation. We'll be right back. Do not go anywhere.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the party you've been waiting for. The Life's a Beach Party. A beach party like you've never experienced, featuring amazing music performances by King Maddie.
Hey guys, what's poppin'? My name is King Maddie.
Magix.
Hey guys, it's your boy Magix.
Tapes. Also featuring top Nigerian creators, including Amma, Miss Dams, Pella. Come experience Beach Olympics, fashion competitions, and water sports. Your host is Tacha.
Your girl Tacha is right here.
Life's a Beach Party will take place September 21, 2024. Time is 5 p.m. Voda Beach Club, Legoshi, Lekki, Lagos. Register for free at www.teasersparty.com. Life's a Beach, proudly brought to you by Teaser Sparkling Drink. 18 plus, drink responsibly. Life's a Bitch, live it up.
My darling, are you ready to go back to school?
Yes, Mommy. I have everything I need. All that's missing is my favorite food to drink, Capri Sun.
Oh, what? No Capri Sun? We have to fix that right away.
Yay! And Mommy, every carton of Capri Sun now comes with a wristband ruler for school.
A wristband ruler?
Get a wristband ruler in every carton of Capri Sun as you go back to school. Terms and conditions apply.
Capri Sun, the taste of fun.
Attention, all secondary schools. Get ready to speak up, stand out, and make your voice heard. I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Tournament Season 8 is here. If you have the passion, the skills, and the will to win, this is your moment. Auditions for this year's season kicks off on Monday, September 16th and run until September 30th. Don't miss this chance to compete with the brightest minds in Lagos. How to enter? Visit www.nigeriainfo.fm. Click on the I Beg to Differ banner on the homepage. Choose only one out of 3 topics listed. Argue 2 minutes in favor of and 2 minutes against the topic you chose. Upload your 4 minutes recording in MP3 format. Fill in your other details and submit. This is open to secondary school students between the ages of 13 and 16. Register now and prove that you have what it takes to be an I Beg to Differ champion. I Beg to Differ Debate Season 8, the Tournament of Champions.
.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hi, Lady J.
Good afternoon. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome. Go
Good
ahead.
afternoon. Mrs. Obuli calling from Ikorodu.
Thank you for calling.
I'm trying to just calm down. Honestly, they've brought down the price. I was told that they've brought it back to 35,000. But for those who said they will even strive to pay 100,000, now that they've brought it to 35,000, how do they feel? You see, we are the one that allow the government just walk over us. Our gullibility and our cowardice. Things to high heavens. They dump rubbish on you, you ingest. They dump negativity on you, you ingest. You are like a slave in your own country, in your own land. Now, those people that came out to protest, see, it's cowards die before they are dead. They were not cowards. They came out to speak up against the government, to say, no, we won't take this. And for those that said, what will happen? Let's just pay. Pay what? Universal basic education. A child can access basic education in his or her own land. And parents are even adding to it by saying, no problem, let's go ahead. Pay for what? See, whatever excuse the government is giving, I understand. But 100,000 is an outrageous amount for me. Why did they bring it down? Let's dialogue. That is what they want to do now. That's what they ought to have done before putting that price at that amount. You don't just wake up one day and on a switch without consulting parents.
Okay, pardon me. I want to quickly go off on a break for the news update. Okay.
No problem.
Thank you. Now, Lagos, we need to determine whether this is a pause in the implementation process for dialogue on an increment, or this is an actual reverting to the old price as the way moving forward. I want to know what you have heard as a parent from the school that your children or wards are attending. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side is 1 p.m. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Lagos Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has promised to strengthen cooperation with the People's Republic of China in areas such as renewable energy, healthcare, and education. Sanwo-Olu made the pledge at the 75th anniversary celebration of the People's Republic of China that took place here in Lagos. The governor, represented by his deputy Obafemi Hamzat, said China is a valuable partner and friend whose cooperation has unlocked new potential in the sub-Saharan region. The governor highlighted the successful collaboration between Lagos and China, which has driven significant infrastructure developments in the state. Meanwhile, the state government says increasing boarding fees in its model colleges is inevitable to ensure better welfare of the students. The Deputy Director, Public Affairs, Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Ganyu Lawal, said the 35,000 naira boarding fees being paid since 2021 was no longer realistic in 2024. He said students in the boarding schools are over 1% of the entire basic and secondary school students' population in public schools in Lagos State. And according to Lawal, the review of boarding fees in all public secondary schools in Lagos State is with immediate effect from the 2024-2025 session. The planned protest by parents of students in Lagos model colleges scheduled for today will no longer take place. The parents say the decision to discontinue the protest came after they held an emergency meeting with the state government and some resolutions were made. One of the parents told Nigeria Info that the aggrieved parents were at the Lagos State House of Assembly on Sunday to make their grievances known through their placards. She said the state government has now agreed to further dissuasion on the increase, while accepting that the usual 35,000 naira should be paid for this term. Police in Namibia are investigating the death of 4 children who were playing in an empty old freezer in the northeastern Zambezi region. The police believe the children were accidentally trapped while playing and suffocated inside. Police say investigations are underway of the 4 children aged between 3 and 6, 2 suffocated to death in the fridge, while 2 others died in a hospital while receiving treatment. That's the news update this hour. You are listening to The Sunny Side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Stay here.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
99.3 Nigeria info, the sunny side. I'm not even sure if this is supposed to be congratulations, Nigerian parents, or if this is something more poignant where we have to fully just, look at it and see where this leaves us, make future plans. So, Vaughn, you have an update for us in regards to education and the fee hike.
Yes. So the parents, were supposed to protest
today again.
But then they had a meeting with the state government, and they reached an agreement. According to one of the parents that spoke to us, the parents said that they reached an agreement with the state government, and that based on that agreement, parents will pay 35,000 naira this term, while they continue to decide, while they continue conversations on how much will be feasible to pay next term, because apparently the government says they cannot continue to take 35,000 naira as boarding fees.
So I guess, so now that's really the contention. The government can no longer accept 35,000 for boarding students. So I guess parents now are torn between the next decision they have to make in the next 3 months.
Yes.
Do I pay or do I reposition my child maybe to day school, for example?
Yes.
All right, well, so thank you very much for that update. I do appreciate 99.3 Nigeria info.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria info, the sunny side. Now let's talk. I think first we need some perspective, and that would include now that we comprehend that this particular development is a pause in the intent or the motive of the government to increase the fees, the question now become, as a parent, what are you thinking? Have you really given this thought? I can say maybe it's too early for you to have arrived at a solution to a problem that sprung upon you suddenly, but yeah, maybe we should start looking at the future immediately. Are you going to consider keeping your child in that boarding situation, or are you going to have them today? Now, there's a message here. This one goes, quality education doesn't imply that students must stay in a hostel. Managing and maintaining hostels for students is not part of the social service that education represents. Any parent that wants his or her children living in the hostel should be ready to pay for the service. It would mean that if we consider this particular opinion, if you at some point after 3 months or next term wants your child to be in a boarding facility, then, yeah, you're ready for that. Let's talk on Nigeria Info. Hello, welcome.
Good afternoon, George.
Afternoon to you. Thank you very much for calling.
My name is Eyo from Ikorodu.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think, to me, this agreement they reach here is that's not what we are expecting. Okay. Just like postponing the day.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Because if they are so senseless or so insensitive to know that people are suffering at this time, the policies they are talking about, is it we the masses that come up with the policy? Is it not their own party? Is it not the APC? Who is in the center? Is it not Tinubu, a member of APC? You understand? So it is their own party that came with these, insensitive policies that Nigerians have been made to go through in a very, I don't know, an unbearable suffering. And they are telling you they cannot be able to cope. Can they talk to their own person in the federal there? To tell them that, see, people are suffering. You should please calm down and mellow down his own policies. You understand? They were elected to do what? To serve the people. Whatever money they think. I don't know. Tinubu is somebody who won. He's always this kind of person who believes in transactional kind of, politics. You understand? He just want to generate revenue. Revenue for what? For himself, not for us. Because if it is for us now, why are you not subsidizing things? Okay, you have removed subsidy from oil. What about education? So if you don't have money, you can't even send your children to school. That's what they're saying. I get it. Are we trying to raise children, that we are going to be proud of, or we are trying to make sure that, illiteracy, covers the whole land? Because if somebody has 5 children now, and by virtue of this increment now, are you still going to maintain the 5 children in the school? The answer is no. You're going to withdraw 3, if not even 4. Because for you to fit now with the family is a problem. And you're not coming to jack up from 35 to 100. I mean, what kind of insensitivity is that?
All right.
You understand?
Well,
so, to me, whatever they say there, let the parents stand. Please, they should bring it down to that level, that at 5,000.
All right.
They should talk to their own person, in the federal there. Let them bring that, things to the country.
I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, I have a message here from Ben. He says there are about 13 weeks in a term. At 100,000 per term, that's 1,000 naira per day for a meal for each student. At 30,000 per term, that's about 300 per day for the daily meal of each student. If the parents don't want their children to be malnourished, I think they should settle for the 100,000 naira. Even if the government wants to revert to the old 30,000 naira. If government reverts to the 30,000 or 35,000, the students will suffer as their meals won't be healthy and enough for them. So I want to thank this gentleman for giving us something to debate here. Now, the only sentiment I'm probably going to have to throw in the air is he speaking as a single parent or as a bachelor? Because I think your perspective I think your situation may also inform your decision. But nonetheless, it's a very sensible commentary that I'm hoping that we can really just debate in a moment. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. So parents, it does quite appear that this is only a pause. What will happen, will happen. Let's talk the sunny side. Turn up the volume of your radio set. We're Nigeria Info. Welcome. Okay, I guess you're not home, so hopefully when you get home, you call me. Welcome to the show. How are you? Make it back, Nigeria Info. Hello, good afternoon to you. You're on the sunny side. What's your name?
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Michael.
Welcome, Mike.
Okay, so, the first thing we need to note is that for these schools, in fact, the driving factor for most of these schools, colleges, is actually the pricing, because it is less expensive. It is not as expensive as most of all these private schools. I recall in 2021 when I registered. I was still teaching then. I registered some kids for these model colleges.
Okay.
I recall that particular year the price was increased. It was slightly increased, and parents at that time also protested, and they actually met at the level ground, and everything continued. I also recall that the reason why most parents actually wanted schools or want model colleges or federal schools is because of the financial aspect. They are less expensive. Now, if the government is taking this to 100,000 naira, trust me, they will have less interest. People will be less interested in going to these schools because, again, like I mentioned, the reason why they are going there is because of the amount. Why I'm saying this is because I think the government should reconsider again. The truth is, they would actually be at the losing end because parents will not be able to afford most of all these model colleges.
All right.
Because in the first place, to get into most of all these colleges, it's not actually by merit. That's just the situation. It is not by merit, and the reason why people have to lobby and go round and round to get into the model colleges is because they will not pay as much as others. So if I can get a school of 100,000 naira, and then you are putting your model colleges at 100,000 naira, and I would still have to lobby to get into your model colleges. I would rather go for the school where I would not lobby at my child, because the truth is, we have to be sincere to ourselves. These kids, most of them, they actually pay to get the admission into some of these schools. I have some of them I taught in 2021.
Okay.
Before I left the teaching sector in 2021, so I know how they operate in that sector. So that's just my own.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate. 99.3 Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. Welcome. I guess every Nigerian should really be talking about this. This affects our lives in some measure. Hello. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Good afternoon, AJ.
You're on the sunny side. Thank you so much for calling. You tell us your name and you go ahead.
How are you today?
I'm good and grateful.
Emeka is my name from Satellite Town.
Thank you so much for calling.
You see, it is becoming increasingly obvious that every part of our social life, everything that has to do with the public, for the good of the public, is being hiked. Everything around us. from fuel to power to education to health to drugs, everything is on the spike, and that is as a result of the thoughtless and insensitive policies of the government.
Yeah.
When it comes to this education aspect, the question I'm asking now is, what are the masses? What are we benefiting from the government? What is government actually subsidizing for its citizens here in Nigeria? Because it appears that all these hikes, all these increments in social benefits and public utilities is essentially to fuel the insatiability and the profligacy of the ruling class. Because education is supposed to be something that a government in any country is supposed to place premium or paramount value on. However, look at what parents are going through now. Not only do they have to struggle with cost of feeding, not only do they have to struggle with the cost of transportation, and they have to struggle with the cost of taking care of their wards in boarding schools. Honestly, it appears that the noose that they have on our neck, they keep tightening it.
Okay.
Tightening it to the point of strangulation. So this idea of pausing it is of no benefit to the parents. They need to understand that government, they still need to engage government further in making sure that even if the status quo will not be sustained, something reasonable, because something is actually triggering this whole thing. This is a ripple effect on the economy. It's going around. It's affecting every aspect of our lives.
Okay.
But what do you see for the political elites? They keep enlarging their coast, losing their belts, while we make the sacrifice. They themselves are busy benefiting from it.
Okay.
So for me, it's sensitivity on the part of government. And like the last caller mentioned, people go to public schools because it is supposed to be cheaper than the private schools. Now, if public schools are taking on this hike, what will happen to the private schools? At some point, it will get to a stage where students and wards will not be able to afford and attain education in their own country. And what will become of that country? Because when people are not informed, they become deformed more. So we need to ask ourselves, what sort of government do we have in place? And what is the objective of this government? Because if they continue with the way and manner they're going, definitely this country is doomed.
I appreciate you calling in. 99.3 Nigeria Info. And I'm loving all the aspects that people are probing this afternoon. This one goes, good afternoon, Joyce. The truth is that the Lagos State government changed all model colleges to compulsory boarding school 2 years ago. Now, hear what they're saying. That's not compulsory. Hold on a second. Now hear what they are saying. That's not compulsory. I'm not sure if I can make out that sentence. But you add average model college has about 600 students. With 35,000, that's about 21 million. Are they saying 21 million is not enough to feed 600 students in 3 months? I love that this person put out some mathematical figure to what appears to be a reality that's becoming hard to interpret by the Nigerian whose income is shrinking and whose government appears to be given reasons why they must continue to suffer or bear the brunt of government policies. So this question goes, are they saying 21 million naira on average is not enough to feed 600 students in 3 months? This is TJ from Ojodu. Thank you so much for your message. So yeah, let's talk about this on Nigeria Info. Thank you so much for being here. You're on the sunny side. Welcome. Turn up the volume of your radio set.
Afternoon, this is Michael.
Welcome, Mike.
The government is saying that they cannot continue to take 35,000. Why? What is the reason? So they now realize that things are hard.
Okay.
The federal government is washing hands that they are giving states more money. So where is the money the federal government is giving states to do more? Because all these things is going up. Who is causing the inflation? Government. He's making things to go difficult for people. Government. And the government now is crying that no, we can no longer take the money we are taking. It doesn't make sense. They say everything they are doing well. Because the government are saying that they are doing well. You see, they are ringing their bell all the time. Everything is well. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So how come they are now complaining that things are so difficult so they cannot continue to take the money they were taking before?
That is quite an observation right there. Yeah.
So their reason is ridiculous. You understand? They should, since they say they are governing well, they should even be saying, okay, we should reduce it to 5,000 every time.
All right. So I guess.
What's the point? So when they come here to tell us stories, we laugh because I don't understand. They will say one thing, the other side. They will say the other thing, the other side. So why would they come out and say they cannot continue to take that? Why?
Thank you.
They are doing well now, so they should even reduce the price, okay? And the federal government is saying that they're giving them more money. So what is the point? What are they complaining about?
Well, thank
when
you.
I tell you that there is no government out here, people will think I'm lying.
Thank you so much for calling. I do appreciate. You're on the sunny side. This show, the conversation is supposed to inform every Nigerian, specifically parents, as to what may really be happening here. Welcome to the sunny side. I guess this update with school fees and a postponed reality.
Yes, sir. My name is Lagos. I'm calling you from Bariga.
Great to have you.
Yes, sir. My New Year this government back reached on Sunday after church. My daughter take last Gary for house drink. The mama beat the daughter up to the extent whereby I call my shout because I'm a private driver. I do come back every weekend. And you know how this woman are managing. This government is so down. It's so down. If you see the baby, Auntie Joy, you will feel for me.
Wow. Thank you very much for calling. When the poverty becomes a psychological threat, it's like, what else is hell? Welcome to the show. How are you?
There's anything worse than hell, Lady J. Nigeria is presently. If only these parents know the amount of power they wield, they wouldn't budge, I tell you. I spoke with the woman and the man I told you yesterday, and they told them to bring in the kids, because they decided that they were not going to resume.
Hello, can you hear me? All right, we're going to have to go off on a break real quick with some information.
Well, definitely it is the Independence Day jackpot. Yes, One Play is back once again as usual with a jackpot, and this time around it is bigger than you've ever heard it be. 5 million naira is going to be given away on the 1st of October 2024. How do you qualify for that? Well, you just do so by playing the One Play game between now and that day, the 1st of October 2024. Now, make sure you also remember that to play the One Play game, you dial *347 *880 *3#. Yes, *347 *880 *3#, or you go to the website at www.oneplay.ng, and once you get there, you select Nigeria Info as your station, and with 500 naira in hand, you get to purchase your ticket. You can play for as many tickets as you want, the limit being 10 and the lowest being 1. Now remember, your chances of winning are pretty much the same whether you use the internet or you go by way of USSD code. And of course, make sure that once you play, you stay close to your phone, and make sure that phone is charged and ready to go once that important call comes in. You don't want to be found wanting, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to play responsibly and make sure that you are above the age of 18. Note, when I say play responsibly, I mean play with only what you can afford to part with. We are not trying to make you turn this into a job. It's One Play. It's not one work. Yes, One Play is a registered trademark under Lashu Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission. The whole point of me saying this is we are legit. So keep playing, keep winning.
99.3 Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side. This is a message here. It goes, the Nigerian government initially planned to double the fees to 70,000, but strategically proposed an even higher amount of 100,000 as a starting point for negotiations. This tactic allows for compromise during discussions, ultimately aiming to settle for the original intended fee of 70,000 naira. Thank you very much for your message. I appreciate Nigeria Info. It's so good to have you join the conversation.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Sorry for calling back.
What's your name? Okay.
Sorry, Joyce, do you know in this model school, do you know we do buy hostel requirements? And in that hostel requirement, each of the students will buy insecticide, they will buy broom, they will buy hypo, they will buy higher education, they will buy a lot of things. And at the end, can you hear me?
I'm listening.
And at the end, they will take it to the office. What are they doing with it? They will end up selling them. Well, does it mean the government is not aware that the schools are selling those things?
Well, hold on a second. Are you certain that they are selling it?
Yeah, they are doing it because every time will buy them. every time the thing is being listed there, hostel requirement. Even now we bought them before they said they want to increase the school fees. Every time, ask anybody that attends model school, every time we buy those social requirements. That is for all students. Then the new students, what they are giving their cutlass, broom, mop, rake, what are they doing with it? In each of the schools, they have like 600, like what the other man said. They have like 600 students for new class. In each class, they have 50 students. Each class, they have 50 students. So they have A to E.
Okay.
And what are they doing with those things? Government is aware that those things is being sold. And at the end, we pay 35,000 naira. So when they say those things, what are they doing with the money?
That's some serious allegation. Well, thank you so much for calling. I guess someone would know something about this. The sunny side. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, Jess. Good afternoon.
Welcome. Tell us your name.
Yeah, this is Engineer Joseph calling from Lekki at the moment.
Good to have you. Thank you so much for calling. Go ahead.
Yeah. You see, there are times we just find ourselves, in some.
Pardon me. I have a minute with you, so you have to lay it on me real quick.
Okay. All right. So I think government need to understand that the parents, they understand, they are the one at the brunt of all these things. So if they're going to increase the fee, they should make it moderate and not make it too high.
So what, in your view, is a moderate increment?
Yeah, moderate, because if you're paying 35 and now they make it 100, it's so high.
So what's moderate to you?
If they can make it from 35, okay, because I know the price of food stuff in the market now is high. Probably, okay, we know we are going to be paying more for the food stuff and getting.
What's moderate
so
to you?
like
50,000? Okay, all right. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. Thank you. Lagos, it's time we go from the break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Nigeria Info.
Female artist, a producer, a DJ, a songwriter who wants to take a career to the next level? Then her Sound 2.0 is for you. Enjoy comprehensive training and mentorship, access to support from a community of female music professionals, collaborative opportunities, 2 days free bootcamp, and more. To register for Sound 2.0, visit www.hersoundglobal.com to register for free. To complete your application, post a 30-second video on Instagram telling us why you want to be part of Her Sound 2024. And don't forget to use the hashtags. Hashtag Her Sound Peach. Her Sound 2024. It's time to hear her.
Her Sound 2024 is brought to you by Chesapeake Nation and powered by Google. Supported by Boomplay, Cloud Africa, Grunge Cake, Navico Foods. Media partners, Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Pulse NG, and Heap TV.
For more information, visit at Her Sound Global on Instagram.
My darling, are you ready to go back to school?
Yes, Mommy. I have everything I need. All that's missing is my favorite food to drink, Capri Sun.
Oh, what? No Capri Sun? We have to fix that right away.
Yay! And Mommy, every carton of Capri Sun now comes with a wristband ruler for school.
A wristband ruler?
Get a wristband ruler in every carton of Capri Sun as you go back to school. Terms and conditions apply.
Capri Sun, the taste of fun.
Hey Lagos, the best overseas education opportunity is here. So Ronald and Partners Consults presents International Education Fair 2024 and the date is Saturday 21st September 2024. The venue is Askamaya Hotel, Lekki Ekpe Expressway, Ikota, Lagos, opposite Mega Chicken. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Guess what? It's free to attend. Just show up with your credentials and you're good to go. So whether you're aiming for undergraduate, postgraduate, or professional courses, this is your chance to make your dream of studying abroad a reality. So don't miss out on this golden opportunity. Call on 080-2601-2341 or 081-6504-0887 or visit www.ronaldpartners.net.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
It's Open Thoughts Tuesday. We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info. We're really trying to make sense of what has become a new development. In this moment, it sounds like a moment of peace and quiet. Maybe the peace before the storm, indeed. This message goes, it's now done on the government to increase fee. And with what money would the increment be paid? The 70,000 naira minimum wage is still a mirage. Nigerians' wake keep is, I'm not sure what, I think there's an error there, imminent. See what my beloved country has become. This is Olumak from the UK. Thank you very much for your message. You're listening to Nigeria Info. 99.3 Nigeria Info, you on the sunny side. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Joyce Onyemuwa. My name is Godwin, calling from Lapway.
Go ahead.
Thank you. It's unfortunate that we have found ourselves in this state of dilemma in this country. A time is coming in the shortest time under this government that we will be asked to pay for the brief we take, for the sun that we enjoy natural one. Otherwise, how on earth will a government that is meant to care for his citizens and now turn around to use citizens to maintain themselves and their family yet born alone? When is it done? The minimum wage is how much? 70,000. And the governors, most of them, about 20 states, said they don't have money to pay minimum wage of 70,000. But they have the money to buy FUD for their assembly member and others. But the children, education, who's supposed to be paramount, education generally in a country that's supposed to be a principal number one assignment, the welfare of the citizenry. Unfortunately, this present government, they have turned everything upside down to make the life miserable. Is it the pump, the water that we use at our various homes? You have to seek borehole.
All right.
Before you can get water. For light, you have to buy transformer, pole, wire.
Thank you.
For road, you need to construct. For security, you need to pay security to hire security to guard your place of domain. Which one are we getting from this government, so-called government?
All right.
Upon the natural revenue, natural resources that are about enough in this country, which one does ordinary Nigeria benefit from?
Thank you very much for calling, really.
It's
I appreciate
unfortunate we are in this way, but I know there is time for everything.
Thank you.
And they should know that judgment, if it does not befall on them, it will befall on their strings.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. So thanks to Ufoma Egbamunor, he sent me quite an update, but you've heard it when we shared with you the news update on Nigeria Info. Parents of students in Lagos Model Colleges have shelved their planned protest for today. And welcome again. If you have just tuned in, you're on the sunny side. You're listening to Nigeria Info. My name is Joyce. Parents say the decision to discontinue the protest came after they held an emergency meeting with the state government and some resolutions were made. Now, this resolution, pretty much in summary, is according to the government. A caller told Nigeria Info that the government has now asked them to pay the usual 35,000 Nigerian naira for this term, while conversations are ongoing to determine how much they'll have to pay subsequently. All right, so here we are with what appears to be the government listening to the people and maybe affording Nigerian parents time to truly comprehend an ever-moving reality, a reality that appears to be quite costly and moving away from the grip of Nigerian parents or maybe Nigerians in general. And so our conversation this hour is pretty much trying to look into what the Nigerian parent may be thinking in the moment. Do you consider that this will eventually happen, and as such, you would brace up for impact, more or less just look for the money to pay? Or is there, say, an objection you hold before the government in the guise of, well, they owe you quality education, they owe you the best, at least as much as they can afford, type best kind of education? And if they say they want to increase the cost of education, and maybe your argument would be that they have disabled you as a Nigerian to be able to afford the cost, But then again, it's necessary that we interrogate this particular development with some sensibility and good judgment. So by way of an opinion, I want to quickly read this message. Nigerian Bureau of Statistics shows in Lagos, a healthy male costs 1,023 naira per day. This is a WhatsApp message here. So I'm going to continue. He says, when we multiply by 13 weeks and by 7 days, we will arrive at 93,000 per term. So given that students are many, on average 80K or 70K per term is a fair amount in my opinion. So which Nigerian parent agrees? I guess before you know it's the term is over and you would have to make, well, you should have already made a decision by then. So we're talking on Nigeria Info to follow through on your thinking this moment for what appears to be a common reality for all Nigerian parents. Good afternoon to you. You're on the sunny side. Make it back. Hello, welcome to the show. What's your name?
Good afternoon, my sister.
Thank you so much for calling. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. God bless your soul. First of all, let me say this. If it had been possible for the dead to still interfere in the affairs of the living, the likes of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Chief Anthony Enahoro, and Ahmadu Bello today will be weeping for this country. Because the vision that these people had for this nation had long been eroded. And we have a crop of leaders today that are just draconian, coming up with very wicked laws that don't benefit the citizenry.
Yeah, but have you heard the reason for this increment? You don't think it's justifiable?
What will really be the reason? There cannot be any reason that is justified. See, a German diplomat came to Nigeria recently and said education in Germany is free from primary to secondary level. And even the tertiary is heavily subsidized.
Okay.
The same thing with a diplomat that came from Singapore a certain year. And there were a lot of Nigerians leaders in that hall. It was simply blasting them that Nigerians have no reason to pay too much for education, that in its own country, education is heavily subsidized. What are Nigerians benefiting? Nothing. Okay. The roads have become dead traps. You know, gas is not reachable for the average Nigerian now. What really electricity has gone over the roof? What are we benefiting in this country? There is virtually nothing. And our gullibility is so much that whatever they bring, we swallow it, and every one of us will just keep quiet.
All right.
It's quite unfortunate.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate. Thank you. Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome. What's your name?
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Joyce.
Turn off the volume of your radio set. Good afternoon. Tell us your name and go ahead.
I don't live there, Joyce. How are you?
Thank you so much. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
This market woman. Joyce, you see, I don't like things are going on in this my country. Even though you can be able to afford 50,000, will you think about other people? Even though you can be able to afford 80,000, you sit down and think about so many people that cannot even pay 10,000 naira. There is no excuse. Let it not bring any excuse. Whether everything is so expensive in this country, all the food, everything, all this agbe in Lagos, let it go and do farm and pack them down to that place and begin to bring food to those schools. Instead of those one attacking people on daily basis.
Did you listen to the reason the Lagos State government gave? Do you think that their reasons are not reasonable?
That will not be excuse at all, Joyce. Now I answer you for now. It will not be excuse. Whether this na 50,000 for one page, let them make sure they feed all those children. They that are doing all those things, how much did they pay for school fees? Why they want to take everything that belongs to us away from us? Why? Whether they put 500 naira on top of that money, they should not accept it. Let them go and find way to feed all those children.
All right.
No accept at all.
Got it.
If you know you can pay 50,000, go and look for another person to give it to. Don't be it or 80,000. Don't say it because people are suffering. Because if you don't speak out, one day when your children go out, there will be attack outside. Thank you.
Sure. The Sunny Side Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Good afternoon to you. Welcome. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Joyce. This shareholder from First Tax Idea.
All right, great.
The question is, what do we really benefit from this government? What do we gain from them? The money they collect from Okada alone, bikes, is that not enough to even take care of these children? Their own children are not here.
Okay.
The people who are struggling, these people, they keep milking, put their
Let me understand
somebody.
you. Can we establish some clarity here? Are you speaking for this pause right now, or are you speaking for after the term where parents may have to then face up to the new fees by the government?
What is the reason for the increase in the first place?
So I think I'm going to share the
subsidize?
reasons again, because it does quite appear many of you are asking why.
Why
it's not to
can't
justify it.
subsidize it? Why can't they subsidize it, Joy? Don't they know that what we have? They are now claiming that things are hard. So are they accepting now that truly things are hard? Are they accepting? It was not the reason for that protest that they turned to treasonable felony. So are they indirectly accepting now that it is true that things are not okay? Is that the meaning? Look at the psychology of what they are saying now. Is that not the meaning that they are accepting that truly things are not okay? They say they want to increase their own. What's the reason for increasing their own? Please, Joyce, don't worry. We are watching the Edo election. Just like somebody said, the gullibility of Nigerians, I think, is the cause of all these things. Let's watch Edo election. Thank you. That's just what I want to say. Thank you.
All right, great. Too many moving stories at the same time. We're 99.3. This is Nigeria Info. And this is by way of information for those who are wondering the stance of the government, because I think I've been asked that question about 4 times now already. This one goes, and I'm quoting the government, they say, remember, this term, the government says you will pay $35,000, but subsequently you may have to accept what is now the new reality that may also have been the cry of all Nigerians for too long now. So I'm quoting, at least as at yesterday, their response to what appears to be dissenting voices or dissenting parents who are stood against the government's intent to increase school fees. And I quote, since enrollment of a child into a boarding school is an individual choice for every parent, they're expected to pay boarding fees. We're moving on. So they say the boarding fee is paid every term and is used basically for feeding, janitorial, and other miscellaneous costs relating to keeping them in the hostels per term. He says, well, the schools take care of energy costs on fuel and cooking gas, which are essential for preparing the students' meal. He adds that the model college students enjoy all other privileges. He's saying this is government. They say you enjoy privileges of free education vis-a-vis provision of education infrastructure, free tuition, technology support, which is they give free devices. I guess he also adds that there's the case of adequate security in schools and payment of terminal examination fees. So we can end the quotes right there. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show on the Sunny Side.
Hi, Lady J, this government no get shame. What an insensitive statement to make. They enjoy the privileges. Did they not also enjoy the same privileges?
So you're going to tell us your name and then you can quickly go ahead?
Theirs was free.
You're going to tell us your name and then you're going to go ahead.
Lady J. The height of insensitivity in this Nigerian government. Lady J, all these things they've analyzed. In their own time, when they were going to school, they paid nothing. Not even next to nothing. They paid nothing. I just see, if only these parents knows the power they wield in unity. Lady J, I tell you, this 35,000 naira, they won't even budge. If anything should be added to maybe 5K, rather, they should even go back to status quo. Look at the calculation that was done. It is more than enough, Lady J. Moreover, who made Nigeria be in this situation? It's not the same government. Are they not the one? How can you tell somebody that is earning, some states are not even earning 70,000. Are we earning 70,000 in Lagos? Is the price, is that salary, is it feasible presently? No. And you tell them to pay
100,000.
The Lagos State government said that they were paying about 100,000. Actually, I remember the governor saying it. I don't know whether people have actually started, but from the
please make your confirmation.
But from the statement, he did say that they were paying 100,000 at minimum wage.
He's not.
All right.
He's not paying it.
Okay.
I tell you.
Okay.
So if these parents can come in unity, they told their words to stay at home until this is reversed. That was why the government listened to them.
Thank you very much for calling.
On that ground, I promise you, with that strength of unity, nothing can conquer them. For those who say they have it, let them go. What I'm even hearing now, they are saying they're going to withdraw their kids from that school. Let's see how the government runs it. At the end of the day, it's only at the end of the day we snitch on ourselves and we break that band. That's the only painful thing. The people.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Against themselves.
Thank you. This one goes. The figure mentioned earlier will not be able to feed the students because committees will take their cut. District officers. Woo. I'm going to read it. He says, what's your name? Motoyosi Olukoya. He says, the figure mentioned earlier on will not be able to feed the students because committees will take their cut. District officers will take their cut. Principal will take his or her own cut. So tell me, how would the money mentioned be able to feed the students? So here there are allegations that when students pretty much just donate all these monies to some extent, there is a sensibility that it's shared amongst, those at the top. And so what's left is what's used to cater to the children. We're not going to act surprised, but it was a message sent and I've read it. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Well, live streaming, we're on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM on YouTube. I'd like to hear your opinion on this very moving story. Hello, welcome to the show. Nigerian parents have been given comfort for 3 months.
My name is Stanley.
Welcome, Stanley.
Yeah. Thinking about the increment in school by the government.
You have to speak up for us, please.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Well, it's not good enough. I just wanted your voice come up a little bit.
Okay. The government will revise they will revise the school fees. So there's no policy is increasing.
So they have reversed it already. So this term, parents are paying $35,000. The question is, what happens next term?
They should keep it the way it is. They should not at any time increase it in future. Let it be, because all the policies they have been bringing has been the one impoverishing Nigeria. How do they want us to get the money to pay for the school fees? They should leave it the way it is. We are all in it together. Thank you.
All right, great. This one goes, these schools are located in remote and isolated areas. There is no way students can be students at all. When you see these schools, you know these parents are not financially okay. I mean, there is no way they can be day students in those kinds of schools. I'm not even sure what you're trying to imply here. I'm not sure. It's not too clear. You're saying that there's no way they can be day students, but they are boarding students. So are they better off boarding, or are they... I'm lost somewhere. The sunny side, you're Nigeria Info. Hello, welcome to the show. Make it back. Nigeria Info, welcome.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Welcome. I'm happy to have you. What's your name?
My name is Ziggy. I'm calling from Ajawa.
Thank you very much, Ziggy, for calling.
Yes, I called you yesterday based on this subject matter.
Are you the one with the 2 children in school?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
But not in this school. I told you about my children's school that the fee was 480,000 naira. During the holiday, they have to increase it to 780,000 naira.
I remember that.
That all the parents, began to run helter-skelter on how to make it up.
Yeah.
The truth is this, any government who wants to destroy their country will take education away from the people. And nobody will like his child not to be educated. But you can see these guys who, in the helms of the affair right now, they don't mean well. They want to enslave the future generation by doing all this they are doing in the name of governance. Governance is all about you thinking through your policies, how it will trickle down to the high and mighty, the poor and the lower, and even unborn children. But look at what they are doing right now. They want to squeeze life out of the adults and render their unborn children and the current children uneducated. and they themselves, their children are not here. And they are using our commonwealth in doing all this. And funny enough, some of us are still in support of all this. And when you ask them, they will tell you that it's out of patriotism. But to me, anybody who is supporting this is not supporting out of patriotism. It's out of wickedness.
Wow.
You are being wicked to the people because this is no longer patriotism. In a place whereby you are taking education, you are taking feeding, you are taking happiness, you are taking good health away from the people, then what else are you? You are just a wicked person.
All right.
Because you can't tell me that this is governance. In all honesty, is it governance? Joyce, I bought a liter of fuel today in my car for 1,000 naira, and I have to buy 60 liters. How much is my salary? How much am I making in my business? I bought a bag of rice for 95,000. Do you understand me? I have to feed my children. My children's in school. Their bills now is going to 2 million naira per term. You can imagine that. So how do I cope? And I want my children to be educated. As far as I'm concerned, anybody who is supporting this is supporting wickedness, not patriotism. There is no patriotism in this.
So, in your view, where does this leave the Nigerian parent? Because the government is saying for this term, you all can pay 35,000, but from next term, there will be an increment. So
they have to stand their ground, not to pay the money now and next time.
But you are paying the money. It's like, I mean, hey, you are paying the money.
My is a private school,
and you can afford it.
No,
you can't.
I can afford it, good and fine. But he's telling on me.
Yeah.
Do you know my next line of action? Do you know if I'm going to, downgrade as in setting my children down?
Yeah, I know.
Which is not supposed to. I have something in mind that I want to build. But look at the government policies is bastardizing every down thing.
Yeah.
You understand me? And I can't go into crime. I can't go into illegality. You understand me?
I'm with you.
Joyce, check out all the supermarkets in Lagos right now. They cannot stock anymore. Simply because of business is going down and government policies. And not that all these people are using their money for party. The money is just going. And somebody is still trying to justify this wickedness that is going on in the land in the name of patriotism. There's no patriotism here.
All right.
For crying out loud.
Yeah.
This is pure wickedness and wickedness in the high places. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. 99.3 Nigeria Info. I think we should all hear this message. Good afternoon, Joyce. People are calculating how much it costs to get a good meal in Nigeria. So my question is, whose fault is it? Since APC entered, all they do is blame the previous administration. What exactly can we be proud of in this country? This one goes, increases like these are the reason why many civil servants are desperate to make extra money where they work. And more often than not, it's a case of beg, borrow, or steal with such individuals, as many of them have children in government boarding schools. Thank you very much, Ibilade. I do appreciate your message. Let's see. Let's quickly go here. People are calculating how much it costs to get a good meal in Nigeria. I think I read this one. Maybe you sent it again. Thank you very much. This is long. Okay, let's go to the telephone lines. Welcome to Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side.
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you very much for being here. What's your name?
Joyce, I will remain anonymous because I'm a parent to one of the students.
Yeah, but you don't need not be anonymous except you work in the government.
Okay,
and you have gist for me.
This Mr. Ben.
Okay, thank you.
The issue of the serious increment of school fees by government. When you look at government categorically, you ask, what is the duty of governance? Do you understand? You look at the economic situation in this country. As a parent, we know how we pay. And we have what they call guidance in that school that we always give money. Because if you look at their food, because every time the students are sick, go to their sick bay, see students because of the nature of food they are giving them, and different kind of payment and everything that is involved.
Hold on a second. Let's play that back. Your kids were sick while you were paying 35,000.
Yes.
Okay. Pick it up.
What is there is that the nature of the food they give them
was of poor quality.
Cosmerated to that 35,000 when you check it.
Okay.
Because of the nature, after the money is paid, we don't know where the money goes. You understand? But what we always do is what we call support we give to those are. in case they have something to buy with it. You understand?
Oh, wait, you give extra money to like a board master or mistress?
They have a guardian.
So you give money to the guardian?
Yes.
To cater to your child.
Okay. You buy provisions. They have extra gari or extra other things, provisions for themselves to augment that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of that, you don't see what government is, what they are pretending that they are doing for people freely. There is nothing. I have other children in other school where I'm not paying what I'm spending for these ones is not up to what I'm spending for other ones in other schools, even in private school.
Yeah.
So increment of 100,000 is so insensitive.
Okay.
And I believe the way government the way government run, what they come up to borrow, they will deny election that they never do this because it has been something, a retrospect of what they are doing.
Okay, so let me ask you, because this is the final question I think we have together. Do you, as a parent, think that you're going to, at some point, decide to pay the 100,000, or would you withdraw your child and put them in the school where they have other siblings? I do apologize. You're breaking up. Sorry. Hold on a second. I'm not hearing you clearly. We have 30 seconds now. Hello? Oh, so could you attempt answering the question, please? You have 30 seconds.
Yes. What I said, if the 100,000 remain, I will withdraw my children.
Okay. All right.
So I will face it amount. Yeah.
Thank you so much for calling. I do appreciate. I think that's also very necessary and worth a noteworthy highlight there, that even while the economy was where it was and Nigerian parents were paying 35,000, your children were getting sick. Yeah. Do they have health insurance? Off on a break. I mean, I thought I asked a very rhetorical question. Yeah. It's Open Thought Tuesday on the sunny side.
You are listening to Open Thought on the sunny side with Joyce. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the party you've been waiting for. The Life's a Beach Party. A beach party like you've never experienced. Featuring amazing music performances by King Maddie.
Hey guys, what's poppin'? My name is King Maddie.
Magix.
Hey guys, it's your boy Magix.
Tapes. Also featuring top Nigerian creators, including Amma, Miss Dams, Pella. Come experience Beach Olympics, fashion competitions, and water sports. Your host is Tacha.
Your girl Tacha is right here.
Life's a Beach Party will take place September 21, 2024. Time is 5 p.m. Voda Beach Club, Legoshi, Lekki, Lagos. Register for free at www.teasersparty.com. Life's a Beach, proudly brought to you by Teaser Sparkling Drink. 18 plus, drink responsibly. Life's a Bitch, live it up.
Supercharge your printing with the HP Laser 135A multifunctional printer. It gives you great performance at an affordable price as you print, copy, and scan right from your phone with the HP Smart app. Because of its simple and compact design, the HP Laser 135A MFP fits almost anywhere. With print speeds of up to 20 paper per minute and an easy-to-use control panel, you get versatile performance, a simple setup, and exceptional quality page after page. If you're looking for affordability and quality all in one package, the HP Laser 135A multifunctional printer delivers just that. So, what are you waiting for? Get yours today at Lance Trend Limited, number Tiba Street, Computer Village, Edo, Lagos, www.lance.com or call 97817 or if
my back, you, my body, you, I start with Salon Pass. When the back in on you, I jump with Salon Pass. When the body down the trouble you,
Salon Pass Pain Relief Patch provides effective relief for stubborn pain such as back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, and leg pain. Salon Pass is distributed by Drugstock and available in pharmacies and stores near you. Try Salon Pass today. Salon Pass, just patch it. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please consult your doctor.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info. You are listening to Open Thought on the sunny side with Joyce. Let's talk.
We have a few more. Well, actually, we'll have just about 2 minutes, so let me give this time to someone here. Nigeria Info, welcome to Open Thought on Nigeria Info.
Joy, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Thank you so much for calling. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
My name is Olumoyiwa. I'm calling from Aja.
Great.
I don't want to call before, but because of the hypocrisy of our people made me to call. If my salary is 200,000 in a month, government is collecting 10,000 as a tax. The religion leader where I am attending is collecting 20,000 from my salary. Government is trying to give us free school, but the religion leader is selling the same school. You know, this is my own comment or my own take.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the 80s, when I was in primary school, I enjoyed free school built by missionaries.
Hold on a second.
When the missionary comes to Africa,
they
realize that Africans are poor, are illiterate. Then how can we teach the God of the Bible to Africa that cannot read? Then they introduce education to us, which is free. All our religion leaders enjoy free schools. Now you are throwing stone to your government. Why are we not start from our religion leaders that build schools for children of the politicians? This is because I am getting angry when we are talking about education. Yes, government are stupid, government are useless. Yes, government increase fuel, they increase this one, and they are complaining about what they increase. Yes, we know. What about the religion leaders that are collecting from your salary?
All right.
Your religion leader provide job for you that they are collecting the salary. Why you not remove your children from government school and take it to your religious schools?
All right.
So let's not be hypocrites. If Nigeria needs revolution, let it start from the church. Let the change start from the church, because they are the ones that know this religion leader. They can pay on their altar.
Thank you. Really.
And they know them very well. So let's start from our own church.
All right. 2 p.m. Next is the headlines on Nigeria Info on the sunny side. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
It's 2 o'clock. The headline news on 99.3. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.